End of the hour. What's going on, both of you? Good to speak with both of you again.
Good seeing you, man.
Seeing you, dog.
Yeah, same here, same here. We got Raising Kanan season 4 coming up in a matter of days, and I know fans are really looking forward to it. So, from both of your points of views, when it comes to the writing and getting the character work done, what has changed from this season compared to the previous three?
Mm.
I think that the character has grown. I mean, both literally and figuratively. I mean, I think that, he's whereas season one, probably season two as well, he was kind of wide-eyed, sort of still holding out some faith that his mom maybe wasn't the person he was starting to realize she was, still trying to sort of like, you know, I think he was sort of hopeful in a way in those first couple. I think more and more he's sort of Kanan has started to accept who he is, right? Where he, the world in which he exists. And I think he's the hard part is that he's realizing there are very few people he can trust or count on, you know, that this sort of idealized sense of his family that he had doesn't exist. And I think we all kind of do that on some level when we're younger, is like you imagine you have this family when you're a little kid that as you get older, you're like, oh wait, I didn't have that family. I mean, and that's a real hard part of growing up, man. It's real hard. And I think Kanan is experiencing that.
Would you like to answer that, Mikhail?
Give me the question one more time, because I feel like Sasha covered it again.
It's all good. Well, I was asking Sasha for the writing point of view, but from your point of view, how much of the change we're going to see of Kanan from this season compared to the previous three? Because we saw what happened at the finale of the last season, and I believe everybody's going to be affected down the line.
Yeah, you said it. That's really it. He's gonna be affected, man. I think as we've been talking about, like the change is not one massive event. I think losing his father definitely is like it's another pillar, it's another totem in like a corner he might have turned. But I think from season one to season four, you see little micro tears in the armor that was his world. And
Mm-hmm.
now for post losing Howard, you're seeing him try to rebuild, but with new information, new materials type thing. So I think it's
Yeah.
there's there's definitely a change in him, but it's still a very subtle change throughout season four.
Do you believe Kanan's loyalty is also going to be tested among all the characters, whether we got new ones coming in or the legacy ones that we saw him for these last three seasons, especially with snaps from what we saw in last season too?
Oh, very much so. I think that honestly might be a fault of Kanan's that I think a lot of people still latch onto is his want to prove that in so many ways. So they challenge him to do things that may not necessarily, like they may not necessarily line up with what he actually is trying to do, but the way that they're presented makes it seem that that is the way to move and do the thing.
Thank both of you for your time today. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of the day. And I know it's a long ass day, so hope both of you get some rest.
Thanks, Julian.
Hey, Julian. I see you soon, bro.
Alrighty, cool. Julian Cannon with the Nocturnal. How are you doing today, Patina? Great to speak with you again.
Good to see you. I'm okay, thank you. Hope you're doing well.
I'm doing quite well. Well, I guess fans are looking forward to this season, especially with the explosive finale we got at the end of season three. What direction can you say that we're going to see not only from Rock but also everyone else that's associated with her?
I mean, as these things go, you can expect the unexpected for the first half of the season. What I can say without giving too much away, with the season three ending, the threat, a lot of the threats have kind of gone away. Um, Unique being alive, this point, the other characters don't know that that's a threat. So for Raquel and Kanan, they have just entered into a partnership where they're gonna try to be in business together, um, be with each other in that capacity as far as mother and son, having the relationship they used to have. That's not in the cards for them this season. They're very much focused on both having their own enterprises. Rock wants to continue to expand her enterprise, and Kanan is finding that confidence in himself to want to do his own thing as well. So you get to see a lot of characters um, moving and navigating these new spaces that they're in a different way, while also dealing with all of the threats that come with trying to be in a place of power. So it's going to be what we would expect from the show and the power universe as a whole, that it's going to be explosive and there's going to be so many twists and turns and things that are unexpected.
Awesome. You know, I've noticed from these last 4 seasons, their acting range has been very diverse. For this season, how important was it for not only yourself, but also for you to have confidence with the writers to make sure you're bringing your A game in and to bring in a different range of acting?
Well, I always bring my A game. No one can ever worry about me bringing my A game. I bring my full self to what I do, and always, no matter what I do. And this season was no different. The writers do their thing as well. Like, I mean, we were in a very oiled machine. Sasha and the writers continue to deliver, and it makes my job easy. You know, I work with some really fantastic actors who continue to want to escalate and continue to amp up the storytelling. And so it makes it easy. So for me, being able, I'm just doing what I do. You know what I mean? Telling these kind of nuanced stories and the storytelling and getting into flawed characters and trying to tell this story and express myself in this way and express the character. That's all. That's what I know. And it just gets even more juicy. There's some really hard things that we're touching on this season, as you already know, in the first episode that you've watched. Like, it's a great first episode and it hits you, and it's, you know, a lot of vulnerable moments, especially with Raquel and the decision that she has to make. So, you know, the A game gonna always bring that. You know, this is like, it's just what it is. And I'm so happy to be on a show that I love being on and that I get to tell this story, because it really is a fantastic story to tell.
Thank you so much for your time. I know you have a long day today. There's literally a coffee shop downstairs from me that I need to get into.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I live right by the river, so there's a coffee shop right downstairs from me.
Well,
But I
you
hope you
better go
enjoy the
get
rest of your
some.
day.
Yes, thank
I
you.
need to.
All right, Julian Cannon back here with the Nocturnal. How you doing today, Joey?
I'm doing great, brother. How you?
I'm doing good. I'm still trying to keep myself awake, but that's a story for another day.
I feel that.
Before we begin, I think the music video you did last month was very good. The Sorry Not Sorry one.
Thank you.
Thought it was very dope. Yeah, you're welcome. Thought it was very good. Now, let's go towards Raising Kanan, because on the previous season, fans were wondering what the heck was happening with Unique. Then we saw at the end that he's alive. And I have a feeling that because he's back along with that injury, it's really going to change him. Do you have that same feeling as well when you came into this upcoming season?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I was told that this season would be a little bit different for my character. You know, after him suffering that brain injury, I was going to have to find some new nuances for him, which was an exciting challenge for me because, you know, I've been playing the same character for 3 years and it's been great, but it's always fun to introduce or to create an even further dynamic within the character that people already know, show a new side to it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, playing an unhinged Unique was definitely a fun experience.
Awesome. And I wanted to point that out because I'm also a horror fanatic, so I like seeing a lot of practical makeup, especially when it comes to injuries and all the gore. So, can you give us some detail on the entire process of the makeup, along with trying to get into the mindset of, hey, I almost lost my life and now I am back?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a process, having to show up to set earlier so I could sit in that chair a little bit longer ranging from 45 minutes to an hour and 15. A lot of the times I'd be completely knocked out. I'd be asleep. And they just going to work, you know what I mean? But it was fun though, because once you put on the makeup and the prosthetics, the glue, your damn eyes shut, it made it particularly more easier to get in that mind space of an injured, battered, hurt person. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely contributed to the performance.
Yeah, I can really tell because I've known soldiers who came back and they was completely changed. So I had the same feeling when I see Unique, especially when that trailer that came out. So I wanted to point that out too. Now, going towards my final question, are there any stand-up episodes that fans should look forward to for this upcoming season with you?
Every episode, I think, is a stand-up. I think interesting things happens every episode. So, Sasha Penn said that this is the best season, and I believe him. So, stay tuned.
I'll take your word for it. I remember the very first time when we talked on the red carpet for the first season, you said that this show would be much better than the original Power, and a lot of fans kind of come to that conclusion now too.
Oh yeah, I mean, we've been to it. I'm happy to see the world catching up to that idea, but yeah, we've been through that.
Thank you so much for your time, Joey Badass. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day today, and also nice artwork in the back too.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, Jillian Kanan with the Nocturnal. How are the both of you doing today? I'm excited to speak with both of you again.
Thanks, Jillian. Good to see you too.
Same here. Now, with this season coming up with Raising Kanan, one thing I've noticed from the trailer is that a lot of characters are going to have a lot of changes. Do both of you agree with that?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, it's a wacky year.
Yeah.
What about you, London?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's where I got to give it up to Sasha Penn and the writers. They this show, sometimes on a series, after the second or third season, sometimes the script can go through these changes, and the changes may not necessarily fit the show, but what these writers have done, they made sure that it progresses it unfolds in such a nice, organic, lovely way that keeps people just how people feel like the cliffhanger of each episode, just like that with each season. So I think it's definitely going to be moving, and it's going to be nice, man.
Awesome. Now, for both of you, it also seems like you two are going to work together for this season. I could tell there's going to be a lot of plot points to get some good character progression. So can you two detail what was it like working with each other very closely for this season?
Well, for my part, it's a pleasure. London's terrific, and I have a feeling about him, and character-wise, I think Stefano thinks of him as he likes him. He first of all, he likes the work he does, of course, but he likes him, and so there's a little bit of a fatherly kind of father-son kind of thing that develops a little bit, I think.
What about you, London?
I think that again, it's one of those things where, see, the cool thing about a series like this, and what I like about playing Marvin is they have allowed him to have kind of like his own storyline within the show, but also I'm into the one-on-one scenes, when it's just the nice sit down and just all you got on screen is just chops and it's just acting, you know. So when I get to work with people such as Tony and Jukebox and all these other characters on a one-on-one scene, it always feels like a class. So it goes back to like theater, just a good old acting one-on-one class, and there's no major sets. It's just the truth. And so I think that people are going to feel a lot of that just good, just good old acting scenes where it's not a lot of fireworks. It's just you get to see the
Yeah, but Julian, I want you to know we did Zooms, we do the whole cast on a Zoom when we read the show. And invariably everybody's going, "Oh God, I can't believe it," because it's a lot of stuff that happens.
Well, I didn't know y'all did all those casting reads on Zoom. I would thought y'all was doing them all in person.
No, we've been doing Zooms with the final, the last one of the season we did. We all got together, which was like really cool. But we've been doing these Zooms. But what's Julian, you don't know what's going to happen. We find out when we get the script. So we go, whoa, I can't believe it. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun to play, but I've been doing this a long time, and I've been a lot of shows, and this feels really good. It's a really good show. The acting, the writing, the production. I mean, it really you really feel like you're it's real.
Yeah,
it's real.
Awesome. I hope y'all enjoyed the rest of your day today. Great to speak with the both of you again. Can't wait for the premiere.
Thanks, Julian.
All right, Julian Kanan with the knock. Yep, you already know. How you doing today, Malcolm?
Man, I'm chilling, man. I'm enjoying my life, trying to be the best man I can be,
Awesome. When we last spoke at the red carpet, y'all was still filming this upcoming season. And now the season about to come out. And when I saw the trailer, I realized a lot of characters are going to go through a lot of changes for this season. Would you agree?
Yeah, man. Yeah, got a lot of people doing a lot of shit. A lot of shit going on.
Yeah, we saw that Lulu had a lot going on in the previous season. So what can you say for his character development for this upcoming season?
Yeah, man, he's just entering a new world, the new fun world, the record business in the 90s, the rap world in the 90s, which I think is really fun, really cool to ingratiate yourself into. Yeah, and watching a character that we care about and know has so much going on, try to conquer this new world should be very fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun because a lot of record labels in the 90s was really booming, and it's good to finally see that here on Raising Kanan too.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. It's dope.
Now we also saw Lulu went through a lot of hard times in the previous season too. So when you reflect back into that season, what really stood out for you?
Yeah, man, it was a tough season, watching him go through all those things and watching the audience go through them with him. But I told y'all before it started, when we did our interviews back then, I was like, hey, they're like, what can we expect? I'm like, expect just sadness, just darkness. But it was good to watch him progress through it and be where he is now. And I think that it's going to be an interesting season to watch all the pieces from last season be picked up.
And my final one for you, because we also saw the whole bar thing in the last season too, which I thought was great. We saw performances from the rappers too. How much more we're going to see of that for this season? Because I really thought that was interesting, since this gave off a lot of good character vibes with you and the cast.
Yeah, we'll see a lot more this season. It's some of the better scenes.
I will keep that in mind. Wish I was a record producer in the 90s, but
oh man, right? Right.
It's great to chat with you again, Malcolm. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, man. Can't wait to. Thank you so much, man.